And the States would be probably really good, but now we're getting into Japan and we start to sell in China and so on. So having a vision that's beyond just the confines of your own local marketplace can be really helpful. But depending on how ambitious you are, you're probably going to need one or two partners. And I certainly found that. And I got to the stage where I wanted to do some really quite high investment projects. And one of them was Clerkenwell. I found that it was really difficult to get the money to get the tools made. That was really the trick. And I had a slightly frustrating period at a particular trade show in Frankfurt some years ago. And a chap walked up and introduced himself, and he said, "I like your stuff, I like what you're doing, have you ever thought of doing cutlery?" And I said, "Well, fun enough. I'd love to do some cutlery, but I can't get cash together to make it work." And he said, "Well, I can take care of it. My name is Clerkenwell. I have a fantastic cutlery factory in Milan. Here's a plane ticket. I'd like to come over and work with us for a couple of months and develop your designs." And so they were my first partners, really. I've gone a long way by doing stuff myself and being very enterprising and stuff, but I really needed outside help to go to the next stage. And Clementi was my real saviour in that regard. And we created this collection of cutlery, which won awards in Homes and Gardens awards, and we sold it into Crate Barrel in the States. We got pretty big volumes going quite quickly, which I was pleased about because it meant that Clementi's investment quite quickly got a return. But I was also pleased that we sold it really well in the States, but also John Lewis bought it. And that was a really good opening in the UK, because I was looking for a really good retail partner to work with. And they stepped up, bought that collection, and sold it really well, and then asked me if I would work with them as a co-brand partner, not only on cutlery, but on lots of other things as well. And there's a big connection between the partnership with Clementi, getting involved with John Lewis, and then ultimately coming to Boss, which I'll just explain to you. John Lewis were really keen to do something which was contemporary, interesting, and at a very high quality. And they had a supply base that was really able to do things that had precision and detail, and they wanted to work with my design style. And I explained to them that very often I have objects that are inspirational in things that I do. And in this particular instance, I was very interested in using musical instruments. If you are familiar with clarinets or trumpets or guitars or trombones, they're some of the best made things that you could ever wish to come across. And I'm really taken by that quality and attention to detail and proper use of materials and so on. And so this collection, which is vaguely based on my dad's clarinet, but actually in the end was christened trombone, and it's on the shelf there, was a great starting point in my partnership with John Lewis. We've gone on to sell that all over the world, and we now supply hotels and restaurants and all sorts of places with exactly that product. But it was the start of a relationship with them which proved really worthwhile. And they asked me to move from accessories into home furnishings. First of all, they said, "We'd like to look at our mirror department, because we don't think it's all that interesting. What do you think?" And I said to them, "Well, can I say what I really think?" It's actually one of those dangerous questions, but in truth, their mirror department was just as dull as ditch water. It was lumps of wood, lumps of metal lashed together with a bit of mirror glass, and it had no point of view. Really, it assumed that their customers were all fairly dull, trad people. And I said, "Well, I think if you try and really go for it in the mirror department, you might discover you've got a much more contemporary customer than you think." And we did these items based on the vanishing point, the hall of mirrors, the kaleidoscope, all those metaphors. And they very quickly became the best-selling mirrors in their department. And from that moment, it was very clear that if we got the product right with John Lewis, they had a contemporary customer. People like you guys, I guess, who would go in there and want to find things that were much more modern than they had previously been offered. And they got very confident in working with me as a partner, asking me then to move into furniture. So the first collection I did was this lovely collection of Warden, which is much more contemporary style than the big, lumpy, chunky sideboards and whatever that they seem to fill their stores with. This was really successful, and we went on to do a collection of upholstery, and this also became their best-selling upholstery collection. Really strong in the press. They used it in advertising campaigns. The sales were really, really good, and it built up. Well, just added to it. It was already a strong relationship. But the critical thing was moving into other new and different areas and maintaining the excitement of the liaison.